Come here, Bond. Come here, buddy. Come on. There you go. That's a good boy.
When Mom left us, she left us a lot of stuff, but one of the most important things she left was her faithful roommate Bond. She always said that she wouldn't know what to do without him.
Alright, I'm videotaping here because Ty's spending time out in the car, so I figured I might as well get some of the action in here. So here's Mom and Jay's stuff. Here we're in the basement, the famous basement.
The basement!
So I'll try to put myself in here. Hi! So here we go. We're going to go look through all this stuff. And I just cleared out the big wagon of trash, which is out here, to get some room to play with here. And I tossed some tires, the tire tossing contest. We got the trailer to deal with over there.
Oh, look, it's a bucket full of water.
Bucket full of water we have to deal with.
But it's got a lid on it, so
Dump it, I'll dump it out. So here's all the, I got all the lights on. That was a major accomplishment. All these lights were wired into something, which made it really fun. So I'm trying to clear out all the passageways just to get through everything. And oh, there's one more light to go, so we'll get back to that. Here we have a chest freezer full of food, I believe. We'll find out later. There's Nancy back in the back looking through file cabinets. We found some wine and beer and stuff in the filing cabinet.
slow gin.
Slow gin. And back at it. So here's Jay's trailer that we have to figure out, how to sell or something. It supposedly doesn't have a title, and all the junk in it that's been gone through. And probably Bond has lived in it at some point, but all this stuff. Then we have the shed down here, and the only thing we know that's in here is a wood stove that Nancy and I had helped Jay put in at one point, but I'm not even going to open the door right now, so we'll figure that out later. We have a brush pile over here to do something with. Golf cart, which is Ty's. He wants the golf cart, so there it is. It's all yours. And we have Ty up here by the car, cleaning out the car. So he's dealing with this portion, so we can sell the car. Say hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
All right, he's dealing with that. And we're back to the house with Bond. So here's Nancy, and she's actually enjoying herself going through all this stuff.
I'm enjoying myself.
Awesome.
When Ty was cleaning out the car, he found a pattern that kept re-emerging throughout the entire property that Mom had seemed to have like 3 or 4 different types of the same thing in layers. He peeled back one layer and found, air fresheners and towels and things in the car, and then he'd peel back another layer and find the same thing over and over. And yes, Nancy took some stuff home.
So after Mom found her new home with God in the universe, we had to find a home for Bond. And temporarily, he loved to live outside, so we could not take him into our own home because he would go crazy. So we decided to buy him an outdoor little cat house. So, and we would eventually, find somebody to feed him, which was Jen, the neighbor, and she graciously did that for a while. And then we bought an automatic feeder for him, so we could visit him every few days, and he'd have an outdoor home, and we'd come visit him and bring him back outside. The second priority to Bond was to get major items ready to sell. Besides the car, we had a tractor and the golf cart. And Ty initially thought he wanted the golf cart, but he changed his mind later because of all the smoke.
We have ignition. We have ignition. And there's all kinds of environmental issues.
The next thing Nancy and I had to do was to prepare for a dumpster day where Ty and his family would be available. He still had a job, so he had to work around the schedule of ordering dumpsters to get some people out there to help us throw away things. So we first got my friend Muhammad down the street looking through the trailer, and so he could sell stuff on eBay. Here's Muhammad and a beer going through the trailer. The brave folks that they are.
Wow, it's a stuff place. Oh, it smells mildewy.
Huh?
Smells mildewy. Can you smell?
Tires, more tires.
More tires?
Yippee.
We ordered one 20-yard dumpster, and that was quickly filled up, turned into two, and Ty and Tammy and Ty's friends came the one day, and we filled up two dumpsters, and that soon after turned into 3 and 4 and 5. We ended up with 5 20-yard dumpsters. And that was not including the tires that cannot be thrown into the dumpsters. We had to dispose of them separately and pay for that, for a person to pick them up. And also the tube TVs and computers, and we had to also take to the electronic recycling center and pay by the pound. We had over 1,100 pounds of TVs of the old tube type, which was astonishing. After a short time, we sort of fell into our roles. I kind of became the project manager, trying to decide what should happen next in the big scheme of things. And Nancy became what we called the pile management director, where she would sort through the piles, decide what could be thrown out and what could be saved, what could be given away, or what could be sold. So she had quite the job with all the people there, waiting to fill up the dumpsters. So she had a lot of pressure on her, but she did enjoy the job because she liked going through the stuff. And Ty, since he was, working and was going to Ireland fairly soon, he fell into the role of the lawyer and administrative details, working with the county for the death certificates and closing out the estate accounts and writing checks for bills and things, and kind of keeping the finances up. So it all worked out great. A couple amazing things that happened during the cleanup, the dumpster day with Ty's friends. Sharon and Tom, they were in the trailer, and Nancy had sent out a prayer to find her glove that she lost in the trailer, and also a wheel that fell off one of the pieces of furniture that Nancy wanted. And those two items showed up in the trailer after we were all done on a desk. Basically, Sharon and Tom heard her communication through the prayer, so Nancy got both of her items, which is really amazing. Through it all, we kept smiles on our faces, and even at times we got a little giddy, as this one time that I found a CB radio microphone that I wanted to play with.
Breaker 19, this is the hairy eyeball coming at you.
One unfortunate thing happened while we were away because we had so many dumpsters outside. A person noticed that and started thieving some of the things that were set outside. Fortunately, our gracious neighbor Jen caught him, called me, and confronted him, and everything was taken care of by the law.
We're gonna go. Sorry, man. You're gonna have to go. Find a shady spot somewhere. Maybe under the porch. All right. Here we go.
After about a month, Bond was kind of getting used to the drill. We'd stay with him for a couple of days, clean out some things, and then have to take him outside, until we came back again. We would visit him. Probably every, 2 to 4 days, basically, just to make sure he was fine.
Bond seems to like my visits here, just like my mom did. He's just cleaning himself and giving himself a manicure, and listening to birds.
In the midst of all the cleanup, we got to take a few breaks and learn about all the local restaurants in the Carlisle area. And we haven't had a little fun. One time I suggested a tire flipping contest with Grant. And unbelievably, I actually won because I didn't realize of the ick factor involved.
Tire flipping contest. I think we're going to go to the tree or until Grant gets started.
All right. Yeah, that's...
Oh, yuck! You win, Craig!
The old man wins. Yeah, I don't want that, whatever that black liquid is getting on me.
Dad just found those in there. He wants
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll use those.
What is it?
They're jig heads.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know what a jig head was.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now we have to roll them down now.
And back to house cleanup. During the cleanup, we got to know a lot of the local charities. We donated to the Salvation Army and also one of the local churches who would give people with needing assistance, a place to live and furnishings and things. And so there were a lot of furnishings that I'm sure went to some people who are in need. We also decided on two things. One, we were going to have a neighborhood auction where only the close neighbors that Mom was friends with that helped her out over the years could come to. So we were preparing for that. And also, we were going to have the remaining things, mostly from inside the house, go to an auction house. So those things we were planning for as we were cleaning up and going through all the piles. Thankfully, the pile management director was doing her job very well.
So here we are getting the boat out. Fran is clearing the way with a machete. And then we're going to pull the boat out with the truck. All right. There we are, pulling the boat out. Going really slow for the chain to just kind of tension up, and you're good, you're good. All right, that's coming. All right, yeah. Looking good. We're sailing. There's a desk that Nancy wants to keep, and now we have the running of the ants. The ants have invaded the desk in the few days that it's been sitting out. Here we are at dumpster number 5, and the joke of the day is there's something electronic making a noise that we cannot find, and it's kind of the last laugh from Mom and Jay, I believe.
thankfully, we had some neighbors and neighbors' relatives interested in buying the home. So we devised a strategy to offer it to those people and also offer some of the furniture that was inside the house because we really didn't know what to do with it at that time. Until later on, we decided to contact an auction house, Hare's Auction, and they said that they would come over and look at the stuff. So we took some pictures of some of the items inside the house for those two reasons. We were also preparing for the outdoor auction with the neighbors. And so we decided that I would be the auctioneer and Nancy would take notes and keep track of all the bids. And at the end, we would settle up with them. So we called them and texted them ahead of time to see what date would be the best available on a weekend. And they all came over. We just walked them around. It was all the outdoor stuff in the basement and the trailer and the outside. And it went really great. I mean, everybody was open to it and happy, and they got a lot of stuff for low prices just because we wanted to bless them and not have to give it away or throw it away. And even Brandy, my mom's favorite pastor, who also led her service, talked to us a few weeks later and told us that that was the neatest thing that they ever saw. He talked to his church members, and they were just commending us for the love we gave out to the community. Speaking of Randy, a couple weeks after the auction, I decided to call him just to see if he had any interest at all in taking bond because he only lived a few hundred yards away from Mom's house, and he had a farm, and it would be the perfect place for him. I put no pressure on him at all, and he immediately said, "Yeah, we haven't had a cat on the farm in a while, so I'd be glad to take him." So we were working on that as well. In the meantime, Bond had, on one visit, I had noticed a little spot on Bond's fur that was it was just showing bare skin, and I thought, well, that doesn't look right, but I'm not going to be super concerned about it because it was just a small spot. And then we had visited him a few days later, and he popped out over the
Name's
hill,
Charlie.
and he was kind of whining, and Nancy
This is
saw
Trevor.
him, and it spread, almost all over his body, and it was pretty extreme. So we had to take him to the vet for shots, and we also decided to obviously fix this issue with him before Randy would take him. So all those things were going on at this time.
Get all this stuff out. Okay. Just let me get the dirt out. All right. I know it hurts. I know. Come on, buddy. Okay.
1 week after the vet visit, Bond was very relaxed and happy and recovering, and I decided to sing him a song.
I lean on when life gets hard. He's my brother, he's my friend, the beginning and the end. He rules the world with a paw and a rod. We're a team, me and mine.
Here goes the scrap.
What are those, Charlie?
Oh no! Some kind of truck part.
Just wondered.
Never seen them.
Okay.
Never seen them before.
We got to meet a lot of interesting people during this process, one of which was Charlie. He was a friend of an auctioneer who came out, local auctioneer, and we got him to look at the trailer first, and he gave us an offer, and then we also decided to let him take the scrap basically for free because he can make some money off of it.
Wire. All right, there you are. What are you sticking right behind the grill there? I just shoved that grill rolling up. Yeah. Get my hand up and I can lift here. All right, it's on. Yeah.
You videotape?
Yeah.
Open the wall.
Because Nancy had to go through a lot more stuff inside the house and I was on a motorcycle camping trip, she asked her dad to drive her to the place and help her sort through things. at the end of their task, they drove home in a hellacious storm. Back to a couple breaks, I learned how to nap with Bond and also relearned how to play the game of life, which I don't believe I played since I was a kid. Nancy won, by the way.
Tight, man. Just need a bigger hammer. Yep. Thankfully, we kept some of the tools. This one went up. Yep. Yeah, back passenger.
This one's. We got two of them. Two are frozen. All right, two are rolling, two are frozen.
Yep, that one broke loose. Hey, the other one broke. I heard a pop.
I did too. Watch it break.
Now the other one's gone.
Yeah, there they go. They're all going.
Good. It's gonna land in that tree. No.
Now this one's off.
Hold on up.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Hey, you think Chad would be able to do that? No.
There it goes. God bless Shirley and Jay.
My friend Steve had previously told me about Hare's auction, so I decided to call them, and the auctioneer came out. She reviewed all the items in the house and the basement and reluctantly agreed to come out and pick some stuff at first. But when they came out, they got a ton of stuff, so it was a blessing for them to come out. And we attended the auction about a week later and sold a bunch of stuff. Pretty good deal.
Hey, look down here, I'm gonna sell this window. I gotta sell this window as part of our lot. We couldn't get it on the porch down there. Could have got $50 here. Go ahead, keep going. $50, dude. $50, $25, 25, 25, 25, 25, $10 the window, $10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 25, 30.
$2 Wicker hamper, $2, dollar bill for Wicker hamper, dollar bill. One now.
Couple of days before house closing day, Nancy and I were scrambling a bit to clean up everything and make our last minute donations that we could. Thankfully, the new buyers, Amr and Dino, were very gracious for what we have done. And they accepted what we could do, and we did the best that we could. They really wanted this place because their family is from Bosnia, and they want their extended family to all live in the same area and have all the grounds attached to each other. Kind of reminds me of my ancestors, the Quigleys, on my grandmother's side, who emigrated from Ireland and settled in to a farm less than a mile away from my mom's house. So it was kind of a touching story.